Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Academy. This is the section where community and why. My voice is breaking. Voice is breaking. Sorry about that. Please check your network. All right. So this is uh, this is EasyTech. Uh, this is organized by EasyTech Academy. What do we do as EasyTech Academy? We train aspiring professionals on the skills they need to thrive and become global tech talents, right? So this section is actually a free section we have for all our community members. What do? We have communities, we have WhatsApp groups. Now, we don't want our WhatsApp community members to be stranded. No, we don't want that for you. And that's why we always have community events. We want to keep ourselves warm. We want to keep ourselves updated. We want to learn from each other. Maybe in the next class now, I will just call, let's say, Mr. Achieva to come and teach us. Maybe in the next subsequent class, I can just call Miss Ade Eze to come and teach us, right? This is a community, and this is a community like a community section, and it's 100% free, right? So please feel free to learn. So even though you don't have money to pay for the master class, this community session can also be of help. If you are already a data analyst, you can also use this community section for as what as a refresher. So once again, you're welcome to this section. Now, my name is Israel Afolabi. I'm a data analyst. I'm also a business intelligence analyst. I have both industry-based experience and also I also love teaching. I love impacting. I love to have so many children in the tech ecosystem, right? I want to point two, three, four, five persons that, oh, I'm the one who train, I'm the one who train, I'm the one who train. That's why we're having this section together. And we'll tell you for a fact they're going to learn a whole lot. So please, it's 100% practical. You need your writing materials, your jotter, your pen, your laptop. Because tonight I'm going to be saying a whole lot. Please, let's pay attention. All right, let's dive deep into what we have today. Tonight, we are looking at DAX. Now, tonight's section is not the first section. We have been having series and series and series of sections. But one thing that I'm very surprised to see tonight is there are some students who have been joining our subsequent class, like classes we've been having before time, and I'm not seeing any students here. I don't know. But is there any student who is here tonight who joined SQL class? If you are here, just raise your hand. Maybe you are here and you joined the free SQL class. Before now, we've had some free SQL class. If you are here, do you want to raise your hand? Yay, that's serious. That means we're having like a new or a fresh set of students. Can you hear me? I don't want to be speaking to myself. Can you hear me? Feedback, just give me a thumbs up, an emoji, a reaction if you can hear me. Thank you so much. Good. 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 Good. So this is not the first section we are having. We've been having series and series and series of the master classes, right? Our master class section has always been engaging and impactful. Please let's mute our mic, very, very important, so that I don't get to mute it from here. Okay, so I don't know if you might want to check our previous live section, free section. You can just check on YouTube, EasyTech 365. So basically, why am I asking? Because tonight's section, to some of you, it might be very, very new and you might be lost. But to some of you, you might flow along, right? You might you're already familiar with it. So, but whichever way, it's also very fantastic. And I want to intentionally do something tonight. I want to bring AI into the learning tonight. I want to bring AI because AI is taking over. And I want to show you that some of these things, you don't need to cram it. You don't need to spend hours to learn it. How can you do it seamlessly by using AI? By typing those prompts, those commands to AI, getting what you need to solve your task, right? Instead of cramming, you don't need to cram here. You don't need to cram. I'll just teach you how to go about it, how to be a problem solver, right? Tonight's session will be very, very amazing. I'm promising you, it's still 1 hour. Let's get into it. Tonight we're looking at DAX. What is DAX? If you know the meaning of that, the full meaning, do you want to raise your hand? Just raise your hand and tell us. Just raise your hand and tell us what's the full meaning of DAX. Full meaning of DAX. And oh yeah, now try to tell us. Mr. Samson, Mr. Bolaji, Mr. Bayomi, Mr. Please, want to tell us the full meaning of DAX. Before now, you're writing DAX. What do you understand by DAX? Yay. That means I have beginners in this class. Okay. Next class will be very
Good
long.
evening.
Thank you so much. Good evening, sir.
It means data analysis expression.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Sir. Now, let me take us back again because I see that we have a lot of beginners in the room. I believe so many of us on this call will have heard about Microsoft Excel and you will have used Excel for one task or the other. Yes or yes? Yes. Now, when you remember something, in Excel, we use what is known as what we call formula in Excel. Idea, we use what is known as what formulas in Excel. What do we use formula to do? We use formula to perform aggregate function. Now let me take it a step higher. We also have functions in Microsoft Excel. What is function used for? Microsoft function is their inbuilt formulas that are used to perform specific tasks. Now let's say for example now you have a column that has some numbers and you want to find let's say maybe the total sales. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. And this will be the data set we're going to be using for tonight class. Now, in your Excel, from where you're coming from, I believe everybody here understands Excel. Let's say you have these sales, this is the first sale, this is the second sale, that is sales that was made, right? Good. And now you want to know what is the total sales. In Excel, what do you use? You use a Microsoft Excel function. Just say sum equal to, and then you have your results, right? Just say sum, and then you have your result. When you use the sum function. In Excel, we have a lot of functions. Now, on Power BI, we don't call it function. We don't call it function. It's called DAX. DAX is known as data analysis expression. Data analysis expression is just similar to what we used to know in Excel, right? It's similar. The same sum function that you have in Excel, you also have in the Power BI. In fact, it's not far-fetched at all. Not far-fetched at all. So now, it's a formula language used to perform complex calculations, right? It's used to perform complex calculations, and that's that for you. Now, assume that you don't know that. Don't forget that I told you I'm going to be teaching you how to use ChatGPT, right? I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT tonight. There's no hide and seek. AI is taking over, right? I'm going to be teaching you how to use ChatGPT. So I'm going to I'll be using ChatGPT to teach you tonight, right? I'm using ChatGPT to teach you tonight. So next people say want to look at DAX. Now, let's say you don't know the meaning of DAX and you are asked, you can go online and just type what DAX. Or just type what is DAX? What is DAX? Now, can you see me? Go to your ChatGPT. I mean, everybody can have ChatGPT. You also have different AIs you can use. You can choose to use ChatGPT. You can use Gemini. In fact, you can use Meta. Meta is on your phone. Meta is on your WhatsApp. Just go there and type what is DAX. You get a response. You get a feedback immediately. Right there. So please, I don't want any of us to be stuck, and I want us to start using AI to make our work easier, faster, and smarter. Are you there? So tonight's session will be 100% practical. This is the future of work, the future of technology. Now, can you see? I'm using AI even to teach tonight. That stands for data analysis expression. Are you there? It's a formula language used Microsoft tools like Microsoft Power BI. From what I've said, you know what they say? Good. We also use DAX in Excel, SQL Server to perform data modeling, calculation, and analysis. In fact, can you see what ChatGPT is telling us? Think of it as an Excel formula for Power BI. Yeah, I mentioned it, but more powerful is for working with relational data. In simple terms, that can help us do this, do this, do this, do this. Can you see? We have the whole lot that can help us do achieve. In fact, let's take the topic a bit higher. I'm going to be looking at types of DAX. Now, this is what I'm doing tonight. For those who are just joining, I'm using AI to teach the class. We'll be using AI for any problem, for any task that we have. I believe this is fantastic and it's a fantastic class. Even for those of you who have learned how to have learned data analysis, for tonight it will be different. We are learning data analysis with what? With AI. Good. All right. Types of DAX. One is what? Calculated columns, measures, and the last one is calculated tables. Now you see, number one is what? Calculated column. I'm going to explain. Calculated tables. I'm going to explain with evidence, with example. We also have measures. In fact, measures is also subdivided into two. We have quick measures. We also have measures, only measures. Yeah, we have measures. We also have quick measures. I'm going to be breaking this into chunks. And when do I use the column? When do I use measures? When do I use calculated table? This is fantastic. Now, why do I use DAX? Why do you use that? Number one, it enables deeper insights beyond raw data, supports time intelligence, time series. I'm going to explain everything. It makes interactive dashboarding, Power BI more dynamic. I'm going to break it. Handles complex business logic easily. I'm also going to explain this tonight. Okay, now for me, because of time, let's dive deep into practical. There's no time tonight. Let that deep into practicals. Now, the link to the data set we are going to be using tonight is already shared with you. So please get the link, whichever WhatsApp group you are. I've shared it across all the WhatsApp group. I've shared it to the EasyTech talent if they are there. I've shared it to the data analysis for those who are in the WhatsApp group for the recorded class, for the main community 1 and 2. I've shared it across. So whichever group you are, just get it. Can you hear me? And see sometimes I'm using their mic. Now, let's open our Microsoft Power BI. Let's do what? Let's open Microsoft Power BI. How do I open it? I believe everybody on this course should have Power BI installed on their PC. So just type Microsoft Power BI or type Power BI desktop. Yes, to find it. And if you're a beginner here, you don't have Microsoft Power BI at all, please go to whichever group you are and type I don't have Microsoft Power BI. I'm going to send you the link, download it. If you don't have Power BI installed on your PC, please go to the WhatsApp group, whichever one you are, and type you don't have Microsoft Power BI installed on your PC. All right, good. I'm going to click on blank report. So today we're not looking at the beginning of Microsoft Power BI, so it's more of just going straight to the point. We're just going straight to the point. All right, and what is straight to the point? And that's that. Maybe in our next class or upper classes, we now look at the introduction. But for tonight, we are just going straight to that. I can see so many students saying I don't have Power BI installed. Are you following? Okay, okay. Okay, Mr. Henry, your hand is raised. What's the question, please? You don't have it installed? Okay, let's just have our class tonight. Maybe after the class, and then we can now down to the other story because of time. Okay, now, so what do? I want to get a file uploaded to my Microsoft Power BI. I want to get a file uploaded to my Microsoft Power BI. So all I need to do is I will come to this get data. And I'm going to check for the source, right? Which source data set? I'm going to click on what? Excel workbook. So if I click on Excel workbook, then I can locate where the file is on my PC. I'm going to locate where the file is on my PC. So I'm going to grab the file and automatically going to get to it to my Power BI. All right, so let's get it. Let's get it. Please mute your mics. Okay, I want to get data set. I've already shared it, so just download it. Please, the link is already on the group. Download data set. So this is the data set normalized super stuff. So I'll click on open. So I'll click on open. All right. So what Power BI will do is Power BI will go to that data set and do what and extract. Now, while we wait and why this is loading up for us, let's quickly explore and understand the type of data we are working with tonight. Very important to understand the data set we are working on. So you can see we have different tables. We have the order tables, which contain the order ID, the order date, the ship mode, the customer ID. Some of us who are working already, you can always agree with me. Maybe for those working in the sales industry, you agree with me. When an order was when an order took place, when an order was shipped, the mode in which the order was placed, the ID of the customer placing this order, the sales rep, the location, the product, the sale that was generated, the quantity that was made, the product and discount, and as well as the profit. So this is the table that contains all the information. We also have other tables. We have the product table that contains information about the products. We have location table that contains information about different locations. We have the sales rep that contains information about each sales rep, the sales team, and also the manager they fall under. We also have the customer table that has the customer ID, the customer, as well as the customer segment. So we have like 5 different tables. I don't know. Some of you, this might be a bit strange. Maybe you have been working with one data set, one data set. When you get into the industry, when you get a job, you agree with me and you start seeing 3 data sets, 3 tables, 4 tables, 5 tables, 6 tables, 7 tables, and much more tables, right? So in this case, don't be bothered. I'm going to walk you through. Of course, there is a very, very wide topic, a very, very wide topic, but tonight I don't want to do that deeper because of our time. Okay, good. So when you open your Power BI and you load data, you get to find this. So you get to find the customer, just as from, right? You get to find location table, you get to find order table, you get to find product table, you get to find whichever table that you want. All just to do is what? You touch here, select here, tick here, tick here. Yeah. So if you want 3 tables, only tick the 3. If you want 5 tables, only tick the 5. If you want all the tables, you need to check, you need to tick everything. Then now we have the load, we have transform, we have cancel. I know some of you here, you don't know these things very well. Like you don't even know Power BI. I don't know, but please, this part is a bit intermediate. Let me just be very real with you. It's a bit intermediate. So don't permit me. I will not be mentioning some of these things because it's an intermediate transform. I'm assuming you already know Power BI. At least the beginning, the beginner, are you very good? Let me click on load. So I'm going to click on load. When I click on load, it goes directly to my Power BI. Now let's go into DAX. Let's go into DAX itself, the topic itself. What do we do with DAX? We've already established it. Let's go to our AI. We've already established it like a formal language used to perform calculations. Formal language used to perform calculations. Now, so many of us here assume that when you are working with Power BI, you don't need to do anything. All you just need to do is click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I will partially agree with you. Right there. I will partially agree with you. Click and drag, you actually achieve it. But there are some limitations. There's a limit to what click and drag can help you to achieve. In fact, you cannot write much more calculations, complex calculations if you are using the click and drag. That's why DAX is there to help you. That's why DAX is there to help you. My screen is still showing. Mr. or Mrs. Joe. My screen is still up. I believe just check your network. My screen is still up. All right, good. So that is very, very important, right? Help us to write more function, more calculation, but complex calculation. Now, for this class, we're going to be looking at the 3 types of DAX, which is the calculated column, calculated table, and also the measures. We're going to be looking at these 3 key concepts all together tonight we're going to be looking at these three concepts, key concepts together. Okay, so my laptop is coming up. So we can have this, so I can have it. Just a minute, please. So please, you cannot see my screen, please. I just need to just try to log out and log in again. So I just try to log out and log in again. So I believe it should be back after we do that. Okay, Miss Ronke, your hand is raised. Do you have questions for me? If you have questions, please, you can ask a question. Let me take on just one question. Please, if you have questions, please, just one. Let me just take one question tonight before I proceed. Please, you can ask a question and just one question. Anybody? Before we proceed, anybody, if you have questions, please raise your hand and I'm going to give you the floor to ask your question. Anybody? Okay, that means everybody clearly understands it. Of course. Very close to understand it. Oh, sorry about that. Pretty good. All right, now we are still on that, right? We are still on that. Now, sorry, please. This is a display. Please, just 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Sorry, please. Just a moment, please. A moment, please. Sometimes we troubleshoot something. Oh, so sorry. Can you hear me, please? Uh, I don't know. I've been speaking to myself. Can you hear me, please? Oh, so sorry. So sorry about this. So sorry about it. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm back now. So sorry about that. Okay. So when we talk about calculated column, right? When we talk about calculated column, this is when we carry out a DAX that affect the entire column. It affects the entire column. Are you there? Sorry, there's echo. Okay, so when we talk about calculated column, it actually affects the entire column. When we talk about calculated table, this is when you are creating more like you are creating a table. It's more like you are creating a table. Good. So let's quickly look at these three together. Let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. This is a network glitch. Okay. So I believe everybody can see my screen now, and then we can move on with the task. Okay, let's start with what? Calculated table. Let's start with calculated table. So please, let's pay attention carefully. Let's pay attention carefully. No, we have different views here, right? Just come to the table view. So come to table view. So you come to table view. This is where you get to see the data set itself. This is where you get to see the data set itself, right? Data set, you get to see it like the raw data. You get to see it here. Good. My PC is extremely slow. Sorry, please. Let me try to troubleshoot. Why is it extremely slow this way? Okay, so we can see, this is our customer table. This is our location table. Now, let's do something together. The first one we want to look at now is what? Calculated what? Table. Calculated table, right? Good. So for this case now, let's see the way it's going to look like now. Let's see the way it's going to look like. Now, look at this. This table is a bit messy. Like it's not well cleaned. Okay, let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me just go to the table that is cleaned. I check this. Is this clean? This too is not cleaned. This is not clean. So I need to clean this data set. I need to clean this data set so that we can use it. It's not clean. So to make it clean, I'm going to come to this part that says transform data. So let me quickly clean it. Data cleaning is very important. Data cleaning is the process of identifying, correcting errors and inconsistency in our data to improve its quality. When your data is not clean, it leads to bias. It leads to inaccurate analysis. It leads to so of course I may not be explaining all these things like right now because I expect us to have known it. So is I'll just make first row as header. The first row, this row one, I'll make it to be the column header. So I'm just going to click here to make first row as the column header. So then come to location also to check if it's clean, check the data type. These are data cleaning processes. It's very, very important we get to be familiar with all this so that can always apply it to ensure data is of high quality. Is of high quality. So I'm almost done with the cleaning. So this also is not well clean. I'll just click on use first row as header and my data is clean. So when data is clean, just click on close and apply. So where I'm coming from is Power Query Editor. That's what you carry out data transformation processes, right? That's where you carry out data transformation processes. Very, very important to you to be familiar with this. Okay, it's still loading up. I'll just wait for some moment. It's still loading up and we'll be right back. We'll be right back into it. Okay. Um, okay, so it's still loading. Sorry, please, for the delay, for the back and forth. I'm having some issues with my device, trying to free up some space so that this can actually run a bit more faster. Okay, still a bit slow. So Power BI naturally is a bit slow. So to make it faster, you might need to, free up some space on your laptop, right? I try to free up some space so that it will run a bit faster. So please, kindly pardon me. My PC is a bit very slow. Oh, this is taking a lot of time. Okay, so calculated column is applied on the entire column. Calculated table is when you have an extracted table from a main table. Right there, an extracted table from the main table. That's what we know. That is like the layman for calculated table. Calculated table, and I'm going to explain everything tonight for you. Good. Okay, so this is coming up now. This is coming up. So I'll just click on what? I'll click on table view. So when I click on table view, I will come to let's use the customer table for tonight class. Let's use the customer table. Good. Now the customer table is well formatted. You can see the customer ID, the customer name, and the customer segment. Now look at it. Look at this scenario. If I click on this customer segment, we have different customer segments. When I click on this filter, I can see that we have some customer segments that falls under consumer. That is, some customer fall under consumer segment. Some customers fall under corporate segments. Some customers fall under what? Home office segments. Now, if I now say I want to do something now, if I say I want to do something, let me say I want to do something. Let me say I want to now have an extracted table. Idea, an extracted table that only contains, let me see, consumer segments. Miss Precious, what's the matter? Can you not can you hear me? What's the matter? I see your emoji. Miss Precious, do you want to speak? What's the matter?
I can hear you, but I can't view your screen.
I don't want to check your network. Please,
I've
other
checked.
students. Okay. Can other
I don't
students
know
hear
if
me?
that can.
Can other students hear me?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Thank you so much. So that means you might need to check
I
your
think we need
network.
to go to the top.
I hear you and
So
see
please
your
just
screen.
check your network. Yeah, thank you so much. Just check your network. You'll be fine. Right there, you will be fine. And also the recording will also be made available for you to rewatch and to catch up with. Okay, good. So let's quickly take some time because we are pressed for time. So now let me say I want an extracted table. I want a table on its own that only have what? That only have customers that fall under consumer segments. Are you there? So for this case, what are we going to use? We're going to use a calculated table. Calculated what? Table to achieve this task. How does it work? Now, the way Power BI works, for those of us who are familiar with it, you agree with me that it works in this way. I always call it table column. Yes, table column. What do I mean? First of all, you need to reference the table and then the column. If I ask you, this table, what's the name of the table? Of course, it's what? Customer table. What is the name of the column? Is what? Segment column. Don't forget table column. Now let's go and write our DAX. To write our calculated table, we're going to come to table tools. Click on table tools, and then you click on what? New table. You click on what? New table. So I'll click on new tables, and then I'm going to start writing my DAX. Then I'm going to start writing my DAX as simple as that. I'm going to walk you through how to achieve it. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to achieve it. All right, my PC should be a bit more faster now. I don't know. My PC should be a bit more faster. Sorry for the background noise. My mic was giving me some issues, so I have to remove it immediately. Sorry, please. I can see some background noise. Okay, good. So now this will pop up for you. This will be pop up for you immediately when you click on that calculated table. That's new table. Then you come here and write your DAX. So now I want what? I want an extracted table. Now let me just give it a name. So any name you call it will be the one that will be appear for you. So let me just call it extracted table. Extracted table. Extracted. I'm writing, but okay, extracted table. Right? I will say equal to. Then I'm going to use a DAX called filter in parentheses. Can you see? Filter, that means filter is to do what? Extract. In Excel, do you remember this? We call it argument, step by step. The first argument here is what? table. What is the name of the table? Of course, the name of the table is what? Customers table. Yes or yes? Yes. Then I'll put comma. It takes me to the next argument. What is the next argument? What is the next argument? The next argument is what? The filter expression. And this is what I'm going to tell DAX. Go to customers table, check a particular column called segment, and check that column anywhere you see consumer. Do what? Filter it for me. So I will say, go to customer table. Which column? Segment column. Now, do you see customer table? We have the customers, we have customers, customer ID, customers, customer name, customer segments. Now, do you see? This is the name of the table, and this is the name of the column. I've explained it. Good. So I'm going to select this one. It's equal to, I'm going to put double quotation, and I'm going to say what? Where you have what? Consumer. Idea. So that means check this particular table, this column, where is equal to what? Consumer. Then I will close parentheses. Then I will hit what? Enter. Now what do we have? Don't worry. It will go to that master table and extract the value for us. And do what? And extract the value for us. Now do you see? I now have another table here called what? Extracted table. You can give it any name actually, right? But for this case, I just call it what? Extracted table. So whichever name you give it is the name that is going to also appear. Now, if you check this, you get to agree that we only have what? Only consumer. Only consumer. So this is just one out of all the examples, and I'm going to stop here on custom on calculated what table. We can also do more. For those of us who are familiar with Power BI, you agree with me that you can also do your date table. That's a calendar auto, right? The same, using the same calculated table, and many more that you can also achieve. For a lot of time, permit me, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here. Please, are you there? Good. Now, let's move to the next part, which is calculated column. Calculated column. So let me come to this part that says orders. I see, let me come to this part that says what? Orders table. Now, this is like, we call it like the fact table. This is where the main transaction actually happened, the orders. So now here we can see the what? We can see the order ID, we can see the order date, we can see the ship date, we can see the ship mode, and many other details. We can see the sales, we can see the quantity, we can see the discount, we can see the profits. Let me ask one question, because I believe that I have intelligent students on this call tonight. Look at this. We have sales, we have quantity, we have discount, we have profits. Now, who wants to tell us the formula I need to use to calculate the cost price? To calculate the cost price. Anybody on this call that wants to tell us? You can type it on the comment section. I'll be there to pick it up. You can type it also on the WhatsApp group. I'll also be there to see your
sales price minus profit.
Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you so much, Mr. Joel. Sales minus profit. Now assume I want to see the sales, the cost of each item here. Normally, I don't have the column. I only have sales, quantity, discounts, and profits. I don't have what? I don't have that particular column called cost price. So now I'm going to use what's known as calculated column. Idea? Calculated column. Now, from the word calculated column, that means it's going to calculate the value for all the values in that particular column. Yes, that's how you're going to do it. So now let's go ahead and achieve it together. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on new column. I will click on what? New column. So when I click on new column, then the new column will be populated for me. Then I can start writing my DAX. Right? From what Mr. Joel just said, sale minus profit, I'm going to get the what? The cost price. So I've just come here. This is my DAX. Now we say cost price is equal to, don't forget, I taught you formula, table column, column. Who can tell me the table? We can find these orders. Look, I've said it already. So that means this table is known as what? Orders table. So I'm going to type orders, that's the name of the table. What column? I'm going to check. Sales, right? Minus, go to orders table again. Check the column. What's on the column? Order. That's profits. That's profits. This is it. And that's all. Can you see? This is the name of the table. This is the name of the column. Minus the name of the table. This is the name of the column. That means sales minus what? Profit. And then just hit enter. A new calculated column will be formed for you. And you see, a new calculated column is formed. So you can now see, oh, this is the cost price. 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 Oh, this is the cost price of each item. Let's do one more, or let's do two more. Let's just do two more because I want to really understand calculated column very well. Now, let me just tweak it a bit. Now, let's assume we are all students. This is the normal selling price. But now let's say this is Jumia. And Jumia is doing Black Friday. Yes, Jumia is doing what? Black Friday. And Jumia want to do 10% off the original price. That means this is the original price actually. But because they are doing Black Friday and they want to do 10% off the original price, that means instead of you paying the actual price, you'll be paying 90% of the price, and 10% is like the discount or the bonus that are given out to you. But let me simplify it. Let me ask a question before we now go into this. Anybody who wants to help us with this answer? If the cost price is 1,000 naira, or the selling price is 1,000 naira, and then Jumia is doing 10% off, how much will I pay? Anybody on this call? How much will I pay? If the actual price is 1,000 naira and Jumia is doing Friday,
900
how much will I pay? Anybody?
900 naira.
900.
900. Why? Why am I paying 900 naira? Who can tell me the formula now? What formula gives you 900 naira? Yeah. What formula gives you 900 naira?
Selling price minus discount. And the discount is 10%. That's 10% of 1,000 naira, which is 100 naira. So you subtract 100 naira from 1,000 naira, then we have 900 naira.
Mr. Henry, can you help me simplify it? Because some of us are not mathematically inclined. Just simplify it. Yeah. So how do you get 900 naira? Just tell us the formula that you use to get the 900 naira. Yeah.
Okay, in my own way, I just said the selling price minus the discount. Probably we have a place where I've solved the discount as 10% of the selling price. So it's just once to get 10% of the selling price, we subtract it from the selling price itself.
Thank you so much. I love that. But who can also assist Mr. Henry? Maybe just sit in another way. Just say it in another way. Anybody? Of course, there are like 3 different methods we can use to achieve the same tax. We all know the answer is 900 naira. But what formula gives us 900 naira? Thank you so much. I love what Mr. Joy just sent to the group. Yeah, very brilliant. Very brilliant, but it's incomplete. What I'm seeing here, Mr. Joel. Okay. I can see you sent something before now. Okay, let me read it. But I don't know. It's a bit incomplete. There's something you still need to do. Yes, of course, you're correct. But something you still need to do. I still feel like you still need to do. Okay, so I don't know. Some of us are struggling. Please, I've already introduced AI to you. Just go online and type. Go online and type. Go online and type. Go online and type and give me something. I've already introduced AI to you. Okay, I'm seeing so many answers. Okay, let's just proceed because of time. Let's proceed because of time. Now, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Of course, whichever formula you might want to use. My own goal here is to do what? Guide you on how to write DAX, right? I don't want to guide you on how to write that. And I'm going to make it very simple because we have a lot of newbies on this call. So now what I'm going to do is, of course, we have different methods to achieve this tax, right? We have different methods. But what I'm going to do this, I'm going to use calculated column. Do you remember now? Calculated column. So I'm going to click on new column, right? Good. So now the formula I'm going to use, the simplest one, I'm going to say 0.9. That is 90% because they are no longer paying the 100% of the money. Are you there? So they are only paying 90%. I can just say 0.9 times the selling price, and then I'm going to get the 10% off the original price. So let's just call it Black Friday. Let me call it Black Friday price. Or let me say discount. You can call it any name. I'm going to say 0.9 multiply by what? Multiply by, go to orders table, multiply by the sale price. So this is just one of the methods you can use to achieve this tax, right? Good. So do you see? I'm going to give it an answer. Of course, you can also include discount into it, but I want to make it as simple, as basic as anything, so that everybody can relate. Look at this item, for example. Now, this item cost 1,044.63. But when we remove the 10% off, this is now the Black Friday price. Let me call it that way. The Black Friday price. That's the 10% off. So this is one of the methods. If you want to use other methods also, from what Mr. Joel and what other Mr. Henry also are sharing, you can also use it, right? Let me also use that method so I can see the method. So let me just show you so that when you're also working with some complex, that you can always find a way around it. So let me just show you. Let me show you. My power is taking some time. Let me just show you. So let me just say 10% off price. 10% off price. That's the 10% off price. So I can just say from what maybe I don't know, the student, maybe it's the man, I'm not sure. We were saying 10 divided by 100 multiplied by the selling price. That's the order. Which column? Order. This is where the selling price actually this is where we have the selling price. That's the sales, right? That's the sales. So if I calculate this will give me the 10% off. Right there, but now I'm going to enclose it in parentheses. So this is 10% off. I'm going to now say sales minus this 10% off. So I'm coming again. I'll say orders, that is order sales, minus. Please, if you don't understand the formula, please you can ask questions. Right, hit enter now. Can you see this and that formula also that I can also use to perform it? In fact, I can even go another step further. I can see instead of saying 10 divided by 100, I can say 0.1 to still give you the same answer. Right? So for me, just use any method that you just feel safe, or whichever method your company wants you to use, apply it here, and then you get your result. And you see, different method, the same answer. So please feel free to do what? To explore. My own is just to guide you. So whichever formula your company gives, or whichever formula the sales team manager gives, just use it and you're good to go. I'm just here to guide you, right? If it's in finance, do it according to the formula. Good. Now let us do one more and then we leave this calculated column, and it's very fantastic. Now look at this. We have the order date. This is when the order was ordered, the item, the product was ordered, and this is when the item was shipped. Let me ask the students. I don't know anybody on this call who can see my screen very well. How many days does it take between the order date and the ship date? Anybody? How many days? This is when the order was placed. This is when the order was shipped. How many days? What is this interval?
5
Anybody?
days.
5 days. Thank you so much. What about the third order? The third order.
6 days. 6 days.
Now, do you see? You have to start counting. This 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. No, you don't need to count. You can create a calculated column that tells you the date, that do the arithmetic, the calculation for you. Now, I want everybody on this call to go online. You can check Google, you can check ChatGPT, you can check Meta AI. What DAX do I write to perform this task? So let's say you get to office tomorrow or on Monday, and then you say, oh, I want to be able to see this at a glance. The date interval. I want to know how long it takes for an item to be shipped. Does it take 2 days? Does it take 3 days? Does it take 5 days? So who wants to tell us the DAX we need to use to achieve this task? Anybody? Everybody, please check online. Check online, check online, check online. We are learning data analysis with AI. I'm not learning blindly. I'm not here to teach you everything. I cannot teach you everything. Let's be problem solvers. Miss Vivian, what's the answer? I want to hear from Miss Vivian. I want a lady. Miss Vivian, yes, what's the answer? What do I use to call all the ladies on this call? And I don't know. Miss Damilola, I don't know. A lady? What tax do I use? Miss Damilola, have you checked online? Miss Blessing, what DAX do I use to achieve this tax? Miss Lisa, okay, thank you so much. Miss Lisa, what DAX do I use to achieve this tax? Miss Vivian, I can see a lot of ladies here. Where are they? Yes, please go ahead. I'm going to use what?
Date diff.
Date dev. How do you get to know about it?
AI.
Thank you so much. Good. I love that. Now, she has gone online to check and she saw a DAX that she can use to achieve this task. I would have loved to ask more questions. I would have asked you, what prompt do you write? But because I know in like we're not in the master class, so that's why I'm just very, very fast about it. Okay. All I'll just do, I'll just click on what? New column, because I want to do what? Calculated column. Idea. Good. All right. It's coming up. It's coming up. I'm going to use date diff. Date difference. Date difference. All right. So now, why am I teaching you this? When you get to your office, it may not be what I'm teaching you here that you get to see in your office, but you should be able to solve those problems. I'm here to give you guides. This is how you do it, so that when you are there in your office, you can just use on. In fact, I saw a job role, data analyst and AI. I will share it after this call. Data analyst. I'm like, we all need to learn AI. It's just a must. So don't wait until they start putting AI on your job role before you start learning AI. All right. So let me just call it let me say maybe interval. I want to see the interval between when the order was placed and when the order was shipped. So she just said I'm going to use what? Date diff. Date difference. Now we can see date diff, then the argument. The first one is date 1, date 2, and the interval. So what will be on the date 1? Don't forget, I already told you that's what? That's the ship date. But you cannot just write ship date. You need to first of all mention the what? The table and then column. Can you see? Table, the column. Good. So the second one is what? Is the order. Order dates. Let me just say dates to make it very fast. No. Order dates. Order dates. Good. Okay. Then I'm going to put comma. The last argument is the interval. How do you want to see it? Do you want to see it in days? Do you want to see it in hours? Do you want to see it in minutes? Do you want to see it in months, in quarter? All those things. But for this case, we're going to look at what day. Close parenthesis and hit enter. Then it's going to populate it for us as simple as that. And you see, is it difficult? No. Just understand the method. Oh, sorry, I did something wrong here. I ought to start with date, other dates. So let me just cut it from here. I made a huge mistake here. Sorry, please. So it's giving me minus. So Control V, put comma. Good. So no. There's a repetition here. Good. All right, good. So I want to remove this and leave that minus. So good. Now you can see the first order took 5 days. The second order took 5 days. Third order took 6 days. So if I come here now, I can even do some visualization to tell our customers, if you place order with us, maximum of 7 days, your order is delivered. And you see, this is giving us assurance. So when I see any order that is more than 5 days, what do? I will call those in charge and they will act on it. But this is made possible using what? DAX. Let's just do some few things before we just wrap it up. So we've looked at what? Calculated table. We've looked at calculated column. We just look at few things. And then we want to now look at measures. Measures is divided into 2. We have the new measure and also the quick measure. But because of time, I may not go deeper. Quick measure is like having a template. Some of you here, you know about Canva. Have you heard about Canva before? Canva, there's already a template. You just edit it and then you are done. So that's an example of new measure. I just want to make it as simple as possible for everybody here to grab. So it's already a template, but new measure is where you are doing it from scratch. You are the Lord, you are the Alpha and the Omega of everything you are doing, right? Good. Of course, there are some calculations you can actually achieve without writing DAX. Yes, let me just show you. So let me say, for example, now you want to see the total sales. You want to see the total sales. How do you achieve it? Very, very possible without even writing DAX. You can do click and drag to achieve this task. Now, before you can see any value displayed, this is known as Canva. This white space is known as your Canva. So you need to do what? You need to select a chart. The first thing you need to do what? Select a chart. Good. So let me select a chart. I'm going to use a card. I'm going to use a card. So I'm going to click on the card gets to appear, right? And I'm going to do what? Just click on this sales. Like click on it, automatically the value will be returned. The value will be returned. That is the total sales will be returned for me. Now, can you see? I did not do anything. Just by click and drag, I'm able to achieve this. I'm able to achieve this. But there are limitations. And that's where DAX is very, very important. Now, do you see 2.30 million? I just click here and then it appears here. There are limitations. The only thing I can do by click and drag is just this. When you come here, then you come to this part as summarization, and you will see you only have like 7 things you can do. Maybe you want to find the sum, find the average, find the minimum, find the maximum, find the count this. This is like only what you can do. But if you want to perform complex calculations, it becomes a bit more difficult by click and drag, and that's where DAX comes to play. Now, what I achieve here, let's also go ahead and use DAX to achieve it. Yes, let's also look at how to use DAX to achieve the same task. Good. So let me remove this. No, let me leave it. So to do that, because this is like a beginner class, this is like a more beginner class. So to do that, I always love my DAX to be very neat. So I'll come to my home tab. I will come to my enter data. Just click on enter data. Right? Click on enter data. So when I click on enter data, just name this as DAX. Let me just call this DAX. Good. And I will click on load. I will click on load. Okay, so it's loading up. No, my screen is no longer showing. Orders table. So can you see? So this is my DAX, right? So all my measures will now be here. All my measures will now be here. So click here. I will right click here, right? I will right click here, and I'll start writing my DAX. As simple as that. Sorry, my PC is a bit slow, and I know why. It's been very, very long. I turned this PC off, so I totally expected. Okay, so I will right click here, and I will click on new measures. I want to use DAX to achieve this. Note, I use this using click and drag. And let me use DAX to like this. So I'm going to say total sales. Can you see total sales? So come here, just type your words, total sales. So if I type total sales, then I will say equal to, I will now say sum. Is it difficult? We used to know it now. Sum of what? Then I'll go to orders table, what column? Sales column. And I will close my parentheses and I will hit enter. And you see, I have my total sales. I have my total sales. As simple as this. As simple as this. As simple as this. Good. But don't forget, I will not see the answer. I will not see the results. I need to use a visual. That's why I'm going to click on a card visual because it's a single value. So when you click on card visual, then you now click on what total sales. And you see the same answer, but different method. This one is click and drag. This one is what? Just by writing the DAX. Now let's take it a step higher again. I'm not tired. Now this is total sales for everything, right? What if I want to know? This might be a bit very difficult. There's something I need to do, but I've not done it. There's something I need to do. So we might need to stop here, and also there's time off. So I would love us to do more, like maybe previous year, year-on-year sales, month-on-month sales, right? All these things we can totally achieve it using DAX, using mayors now, using mayors. But because of time, permit me, we might need to stop here for tonight class. So sorry, tonight class is, don't know, just to enhance those who already know Microsoft Power BI, right? So please, thank you so much for joining this section. I believe you've learned something new. If you've learned something new, please let's keep it to heart. And if you want this session also after this class, the session will be provided for you. I want to appreciate everyone who have joined this session. I have a bonus for everyone who have waited to this moment. So for those of you, please listen carefully now. For those of you who are struggling, you don't understand everything that we are doing. In fact, you don't even know Power BI at all. Please, I will love you to register for EasyTech. EasyTech Academy. We have our next cohort starting out tomorrow. We have our next cohort starting out tomorrow, where we're going to teach you Excel from A to Z. We're going to teach you Power BI. We're also going to teach you SQL. We're going to also teach you how to use AI for data analysis. See, AI has come to stay. AI has come to stay 100%. So please, we're going to be teaching you how to use AI. There's mentorship for you, there's guidance for you. And it's a 3-month intensive training whereby you have a live instructor. You always see me in class where I get to teach you how to use these tools, right? And also after learning, there's also an internship. Some of you are currently taking the internship with EasyTech Talent. It's an internship we've made for us, and it's also a paid internship. You are not learning all alone. You also have guidance. You also do project presentation, right? And you get to learn a whole lot. Our classes are always interactive, impactful, and intensive. Intensive. And also, if you cannot afford the master class, please, we also have pre-recorded class. Let's say, for example, now you're doing analysis and then just want a crash course just to quickly do some revision. Or you are a student, you don't have money to pay for the master class, you can register for the pre-recorded class. The pre-recorded class is 5,000 naira. Just make your payment and then you have access to watch the class. For pre-recorded class, there is no certificate. But for the master class, we guide you, you do project, you do exam, you do everything. And there's also certificates after completion of your 3 months training. So please, whichever one you want to do and you are interested in taking the course, please, whichever group you are, just type I want to register. Just type the one you want. Maybe you want to go for the pre-recorded or you want to go for the master class. The next class starts tomorrow and you can actually join. And I'm also want to give a massive discount tonight because you have joined EasyTech free training. Please listen. The course fee is 100,000 naira, but currently we are on 25% discount. We are what? 25% discount. That means you're not paying 100,000 naira. You're only paying 75,000 naira. But because you have also joined tonight's class, there's also a massive discount. Like when I say an intensive, massive discount for you, just for tonight only. Just for like only tonight. Instead of even paying 75,000 naira, we are giving you 50% massive discount if you are making your payments tonight. So please, if you want to register for the master class, instead of paying 100,000 naira, some of you here, you're already seeing what our students are doing. Go to LinkedIn, you see what our students are doing. Go to WhatsApp, go to any channel, you get to see what our students are doing, and they are being exceedingly great. So if you want to secure your spots, secure your seats tonight, and have 50% massive discount, just go to whichever group you are and type you're interested in EasyTech Masterclass, and then the admin gets to shut up with you, and then you can make your payments. But please, after tonight, the price goes back. Please take note. After tonight, the price goes back to 75,000 naira. And also for the pre-recorded class, also the training fee, that's for the course fee, is 5,000 naira. But because you have joined tonight's class, you can pay 4,000 naira for the pre-recorded class, and it's only valid for tonight. Now, for those of you who are taking EasyTech Talent, please put in your effort, put in your energy, and do great. We are here to see you at every step of the way. That'll be all for now. Let me take questions now. If you have any question, let me take your questions now. Mr. Daniel, your hand is raised. Let me quickly attend to your question, and then we can wrap up this section. Mr. Daniel. Hello, Mr. Daniel. Can you unmute your mic now and speak? I cannot hear you. Okay, that means there's no question. Thank you so much for joining EasyTech. I want to appreciate you. I believe you've learned something new. Please feel free to share what you've learned tonight on the main community. Take care of yourself. See you at the top. That'll be all for now. Bye.